I'm addicted to social media. And I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people can relate, whether you want to call it an addiction or not. You know, everybody goes through those phases. You're going from one app to the next app, back to the other app to another app. My reasoning is a little different. Not saying because I'm better than everybody, you know, my reason is justified. It's not that. You know, everybody has their own reasons. And for me, you know, I truly believe as someone that's on social media, I believe that social media is toxic. But, you know, making content is something that I truly do enjoy. Right? So that comes with its own set of problems, right? I'm always on my phone, always on social media, because as someone who makes content, you always got to be up on the times. You always got to be, you always got to know what's the new thing, right? Because as fast as you get popping, people can forget about you just as fast, right? I've had videos where I've gotten 40 million views, right? Back in the day, that'll get you on Ellen. These days, it's like they forget about it tomorrow, right? Because social media, you know, the short form content is here today, it's gone tomorrow, right? So I'm constantly always looking for the next thing. What's the next video I can do? Okay, this video did good. All right, on to the next one. We can't think about that no more, right? And it's like a constant, you know, it's like a constant mental thing, right? You're always on go. And, you know, it sounds like, you know, I know everybody has like beef with like content creators and things like that. You know, they sound privileged and blah, blah, blah. All they have to do is make videos and things like that. But when you realize that the only way people are going to eat is if they're constantly making content to get money, then you kind of understand, right? I remember there's times where, you know, a creator loses their Instagram account and, you know, they're crying and blah, 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 right? And everybody's laughing at them like, ha, ha, ha. Like, why is she crying? Like, it's just Instagram, right? But, I mean, that's, you know, probably how she pays her bills, right? It's probably how, you know, they eat, right? Provide for their family, whatever the case may be, right? So when you put it into that kind of perspective, it's kind of like you realize it's like if you lost your job, like if you got laid off or something like that, right? You know, it all hits the same. And so that's the kind of mindset that I'm in, right? You know, I have to grind. I'm always on my phone. I'm always on social media. I'm always looking for the next idea. And I have to be honest, it's extremely exhausting. And I don't even know why I'm telling y'all about this. Like, why am I talking to you about this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's one of my main things is, you know, and I try to talk to this about anybody that will listen, right? You know, you get older and, you know, you hear this thing about the rat race and things like that. When you're younger, it's not something you really understand too much. But you get older, you start working, right? It all becomes a little bit more clear, right? So, I mean, realistically, unless you really love what you do, nobody really wants to go to work, right? Nobody really wants to work, right? It's just something that you have to do, right? We all have passions outside of work, right? I have a job. My passion outside of work is social media, content creation. I don't want to work for the rest of my life, right? But the way that everything is set up, it's set up so that you don't have time, right? You're at work all day, so you don't have time out of work to better yourself, right? And get better and move up and go to the next thing. And I kind of had this realization literally on August 1st. I had a realization and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna start working on bettering myself. You know, I went back to class, you know, about to get this certificate, you know, posting more videos, right? And it's like you can't let that consume you. You know what I mean? That rat race mentality. You know, yeah, you might have to stay up a couple extra hours, you know, put in a little bit extra work, but you know, you want to try to break that cycle. That's why rich people, you know, once they get money, it starts snowballing, right? Because now you don't have to work, right? You don't have to work anymore. So now you have literally all day to put into your craft to get better, right? And that's why the gap is so far between, you know, the regular folk and them, right? They have all day to accomplish what they need to accomplish. The rest of us, we only have this short span of time to accomplish what we need to accomplish because we're at work all the time, right? So yeah, man, social media is, you know, and I think for me, social media is the only way I see myself breaking free of this rat race, right? Because, you know, it's something you can do in your free time, right? It's something that you can get money from, right? And grow a brand and do all this other stuff that you want to do, right? But it's not easy. Coming up with ideas, making sure they're interesting, making sure they're, you know, it's tough, right? It's a lot harder than a lot of people give credit for. So, but yeah, man, it's just some of my thoughts. You know, I'm posting a bunch of videos today, and you know, I'm just, you know, speaking what's on my mind. If y'all can relate, like if y'all have, like, you know, are you addicted to social media? Like, you know, what's kind of your story? You know, I want to hear all of it. What's your perspective on social media, content creation, all that? I want to hear it all. You know, let's have, you know, open conversation. I usually do like more funny content, things like this, but you know, it's just something that, you know, I want to like talk about and get other people's perspective. This might have been all over the place, but if it was, I'm sorry. You get what I'm trying to say though. But yeah, I mean, if you made it this far, if you watched me, you know, babble on for all this time, you know, I appreciate it. You know, hopefully y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, do all that. We can get back to the regular scheduled program. All right.